Essentially, this is all, as Abhishek also said in the very first meeting, very perceptively, this is about getting you all to know how to ask questions of your various stakeholders, whether they are vendors or supply chain guys of various kinds or solution providers. If you know what to ask, more than half your job is done. As a matter of fact, at the Alltech Foundation, we have something else called the accreditation for solution providers. What we are doing is, if let's say, for instance, you want to pick on a particular solution provider, you can go back to the rating system that Alltech has got and then get a full understanding of what that person's technical parameters are, non-technical parameters are, as well as financial parameters of that company, and then take a call on whether you want to work with that solution provider or not. And there are 3-star ratings for that. And we have a back-end 4-member technical advisory board of people who are from business. We have never believed in getting academicians. We have only believed in working with people who have already done business, hurt themselves, and learned, right? So if you have not failed, then you're not a good business person, is something I keep saying. And in fact, there's one person who keeps telling me, anyone who has not failed on a debt cycle, I don't want to lend money to him. Because, I know he will not be sensitive to what he has to pay. And that analogy works for everything that we do in life as business. The other I want to say is, typically you all spend 150, 180 rupees per square foot for external, internal plumbing and such things if you're residential. If you're a commercial building, the spending is a little less, about 40 rupees, 45 rupees per square foot, less than when it is residential, and you know why. Apart from, of course, the civil works cost, that also falls. Now, the challenge for you all is that in many, many instances of what you do, you call this PhD consultant. As a matter of fact, sometimes you don't even interact with that fellow. You leave it to your project director or somebody else, and the architect is dealing with that guy. Their only concern is whether the drawings of the PhD guy has sort of templated, synchronized with the working detail drawings of the architect. That is all. Sad, very sad. You can't do business like that. You need to first set yourself a brief to that column, if you like, the PhD consultant. For me, there's no PhD. There is a water manager, a sharp, smart, a professional who brings in what you need as water on its life cycle. That is, you look at any commercial building, you're costing about 18, 20 rupees per square foot. That's 250 rupees in a year. And that means in something like, say, 7 or 8 years, let us say, your original construction cost has already been spent by the building. After that, every year, year upon year, the building is consuming so much, and primarily on water first and then on energy. Depending again, of course, if you're a centrally air-conditioned building, your water cost in your air-conditioned building, your HVAC cost is more or less the same. Keep that in mind as fundamental notes before we talk about water today. At the end of this session of today and of tomorrow, if you have learned how to set a brief, how to set a goal for your projects, I think, our time would have been spent well. Over to you. Vikas will spend, present in 2 parts, 20 minutes, and then he will break for about 7-8 minutes. We want feedback from you.